Prof, yes, you've mentioned all these, and yes, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, that may not be too much of a challenge. But you have just mentioned it yourself, the key here, and I'm interested in that. You said building the manpower. Now, these courses, when we talk of mechatronics and railway engineering, where do you hope and how do you get those who can impart this knowledge, seeing that these fields are relatively new? With mechanical engineering, virtually all the institutions in the country, tertiary institutions, offer mechanical, civil, and electrical engineering. But here we are with mechatronics, railway engineering. Where are we sourcing
goods?
The stuff from?
Yes. So interestingly, immediately after that negotiation, also, while the negotiation was going on, some students were also interviewed and selected, specifically from Ahmad Bello University at 211, and also sponsored by that company, CCECC, and sent to China. So to some relevant universities, specifically the Central South University and Nigerian University. So where these students continued and was a program we call 2+3. They did 2 years here in Nigeria, Ahmad Bello University, and they spent 3 years there over there, and they graduated as engineers, and some they continue and even completed master's program. And these are some of our initial staff. So you see, interestingly, we didn't overlook that challenge. And also, in Nigerian system, there are some academics that they have relevant knowledge at postgraduate level, and they are conducting research in that area. And therefore, what we used at the beginning was to utilize those experienced academics, senior academics in all these areas, and also in the terms what we call visiting appointment and sabbatical appointment, which is an area in academic cycle which is allowed. So we started, and more especially that we are bringing young children in a new university where they don't have the privilege of learning from those who are above them. They are the first set. So that's why we looked for those experienced academics to handle them. And that was what happened last year, and this is what we are continuing. And remember also, at the first year, all the programs are kind of general. You have, before you go to begin to specialize, you need to build the foundation, and which are mostly science, the mathematics, the physics, the chemistry, the biology, as the case may be, the geography, and in terms of management, the economics, the government. And because it is based on this foundation that you build the engineering specialization, and also you build the management specialization. And so we didn't have much difficulty. And another thing that we did was also building collaboration and partnership with those universities, and not only in China, but also elsewhere, like in the United Kingdom and also in Russia. In fact, late last year, we were invited to visit the Russian University of Transportation, which was established in 1896, over 100 years, about 130 years. They have gone far in all areas of transportation. And the arrangement is for exchange of students. That means after 2-3 years, we can send our students to either complete their or do some part, and also our staff. At the moment now, even 2 days ago, I received mail from the John Normal University in China that they are ready to sponsor some of my staff for master's and PhD level. And some of these come with scholarship.
Okay.
All I need is to get the required staff and send, and they will give their own contribution. And besides the CCCC, also does team. When we say team, it's TEAM, Technic, Engineering, Architects, Marketing, Nigeria Limited. Also is part of what they call Team Group, another multinational company specialized in consultancy. That the company that is consulting for the Federal Ministry of Transportation on the construction of this rail line from Lagos to Kano. Because beside the company construction, you also need to have consultant that will look at what the company is doing. So this company was employed by the Federal Ministry of Transportation. And interestingly, also this company is also extending its services to the construction of the university. It is that company that is overseeing the construction of the university, also non grata at pro bono. So that company also, we have met and discussed that they are exposing our students and staff to practical aspects on the, not only on the construction, but also on the management, the supervision. Because if somebody is doing work, you need to have a supervisor. You need to have a consultant that will be checking the activities of the contractor. You know, even multinational contractors, if you didn't look at them, they might try to cut corners or to maximize profit. So also that company is contributing by giving the staff to teach and also to show the practical component. Additionally, there's another company called CRSC. This is China Rail Signaling and Communication. So because when you have the road or you have the rail, when you start moving, communication comes into being, which is very, very important. Yeah, as I said, after construction, you don't need much to do. But communication is continuous and signaling. That's why if you ever use, even in here in FCT, if you use that rail, when you are approaching a station, you see a red light which will change to green. You may not see since you are inside, right. But without communicating, without the permission, the pilot or the driver will not enter into any station. Just like the same thing with pilot or with aircraft pilot, right. You communicate. So also this way. So we are having contribution from academics within Nigeria and those who are willing, and even very few at the moment from outside Nigeria. There are some Indians also who are contributing as expatriates, and also this a new graduate from those universities in China that resume. And in fact, before even we employ them, we had a meeting with them. Those who are willing, who are interested in building career in academics, although they have this knowledge, they have this qualification, but would not employ anyone without his passion. Because, you know, academics is such a career that you have to be patient to build that career over time. And also it's an area that you only have the passion, we can say there's no money in that. So if somebody wants to be in a company, maybe in a construction company to make money, and wonderfully, we've got a lot of them. And currently, some are there also doing their PhD, masters and PhD.